Good afternoon. I am Sam Haskell, the Chairman and CEO of the Miss America organization. First off, we want everyone to know that our hearts go out to our friends 60 miles north of us in Seaside Park on the boardwalk there where that terrible fire has been causing such mass destruction. We are keeping them in our prayers. There have been some conversations that could affect us, and we have been told by all the New Jersey officials that it is not going to threaten us, and our parade will be able to continue tomorrow night as planned. There will be no effect on us at all, and we just wanted everyone to know that we are thinking of them and that there is no issue or conflict that we have any danger to look at. I always look forward to this particular press conference because we get to introduce you to our show's hosts. You know, we work very hard all year long to put together an incredible show through Tall Pony Productions, our production partner, Tony Eaton, his wife Lauren Harris Eaton, our director Joe DeMayo, our writer Louis Friedman. They all do such an incredible job. But I always look forward to having the opportunity to bring our hosts and our executive producer to you to answer some of the questions about what this year's pageant is going to be. And obviously there's a lot of talk about us coming back to Atlantic City. We've loved every minute of that. And we're very excited about what we have for you on Sunday night and our parade tomorrow night. So, with no further ado, first up I want to give you some interesting facts about our buddy Chris Harrison. This is his 5th time to host the Miss America pageant, 4th time in a row. He began his television career by covering local sports in Oklahoma City and quickly ventured into the entertainment business of television. In 1999, he landed HGTV's Designers Challenge, which was one of the network's highest rated shows at that point. In 2001, he became host of ABC's hit romance reality series, The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Chris also hosts ABC's reality show Bachelor Pad, an all-star reunion from previous season of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. He has hosted the live television coverage of the final championship rounds of the 2010 Scripps National Spelling Bee on ABC. He co-hosted ABC's 2008 American Music Awards Red Carpet Live and hosted Road to the 60th Primetime Emmy Awards. ABC.com's daily coverage leading up to the 2008 Primetime Emmy Awards also made his very, very impressive list. Lara Spencer, our co-host, has a very, very interesting attachment to the Miss America organization. We had her here 2 years ago for our 90th anniversary, not here, but in Las Vegas. We had her with us 2 years ago as the head judge for our 90th anniversary. She learned what this organization was about from the ground floor and immediately became an ambassador for what we have to offer to young women all across this country. And in so doing, convinced ABC News and 2020 to produce a behind-the-scenes look at our Miss America organization last year, leading up to the finals in January, and is executive producing yet another of these this year, which promises to be even better than the one we did in January. So we're very excited that Lara has taken us on as one of her hot-button causes. Lara was previously Good Morning America's national correspondent from 1999 to 2004. In 2004, she began hosting The Insider as well. She also hosted 3 primetime TV specials for CBS. From 1995 to 1999, Lara was a reporter and anchor for WABC-TV's Eyewitness News in New York City, and she hosted Life Around Here with Lara Spencer. She moved to Good Morning America the following year. In 2003, Lara became host of PBS's Antique Roadshow, one of my daughter's favorites, while working on GMA and then The Insider. Lara has also authored the New York Times bestseller, I Break for Yard Sales, and she's the creator and executive producer of 2 HGTV shows. Our executive producer, Tony Eaton, as the head of Tall Pony Productions, is the creative genius behind so many major network specials like Fashion Rocks, Tsunami 8, A Concert of Hope, and the Radio Music Awards. Tall Pony Productions specializes in creative events and programming found on most major networks from ABC, HBO, MTV, Disney, and many more. Their impressive list of television credits includes Janet Jackson, Cher, and of course, all of the past 7 Miss America telecasts, including our 90th anniversary special 2 years ago. Tony has also produced the inauguration of the Dr. Martin Luther King Memorial Dedication in Washington, as well as the 2013 Museum of Fashion Awards show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chris Harrison, Lara Spencer, and Tony Eaton.
come on.
questions you have of them,
Yeah, we'll just stand up.
then you can address them now.
We're going to work out the act right now.
Yeah, exactly. This is
Give
it.
us a minute.
Well, first, let me just say it's great to be back. The 5th time I've hosted Miss America, so a huge thanks to Sam and Tony, who I've worked with for 4 years now in a row. He and Tall Pony Productions, and the folks at ABC, Mark Bracco, John Sadeh, Vicki Dummer, who brought me in back in 2005. So this is a very special year for me, not only being my 5th year, but the fact that I hosted back in 2005 was the last year. It was here at Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. So I feel like it's kind of where it all began for me, and obviously it's where it all began for Miss America. So a real honor to not only host this event, to bring it back here to Atlantic City, I think where it belongs. When you're in that hall, I don't know, it just feels right to me. It's going to be an exciting night, and so to add to that, a new co-host this year, which scares the daylights out. No, I'm just kidding. So for those of you who don't know, Lara and I are good friends. We've worked together and have, at least on my behalf, respected her for many years and how she works and what she does. So I'm really excited to not only be back to host, but to host alongside a good friend. Makes it easy, it makes it fun, and it's going to be an exciting night. And obviously our job as host is to get out of the way and to showcase the amazing women that have competed to get to this stage, which is an amazing honor. So our job is to just showcase what this organization is all about and what these women are all about. And that's something obviously Lara knows firsthand, having judged a couple years ago. So I'll turn it over to my new co-host.
Yeah, first, thank you. Thank you, Chris, and I'm so excited about this. It really is such a fun opportunity, having been a judge, and to now be on the other side of it. And then also last year with the 2020 special, really spending a lot of time, for months, we were embedded with the girls and got to see their work ethic. And I've just really fallen in love with this program. I'm very, very proud to be a part of it. I have sort of made it my mission for people to understand that this is so much more than about a pretty face. This is a scholarship program, and these women are so smart and so talented, and it really is a pleasure to be associated with it and to do what Chris just said. I mean, we do have a great time together, and I pray that the show is as fun and energetic as it is every time you're on Good Morning America. We get in trouble because we all laugh so hard and have so much fun, but it really is about the girls. And this year, I love the diversity that we've seen. We have women that we've never seen the likes of, women that represent so many different. You'll see. It's just really special. This is my 3rd year really investing in the show and getting to know these women, and I'm beyond impressed and very, very excited for Sunday night. So thank you for letting me be a part of it.
We'll take questions if anyone has one. Perfect. Good night. We'll see you Sunday. You know, when I got the job back in 2005 for the first time, I remember Mark Bracco from ABC calling me, and I thought, really? Like, they're going to let me host? They took a chance on me to host a live event. Live TV is my passion. It's my drug, if you will. I love it more than anything else. That's what I got into television for many, many years ago when I was a sportscaster. And when I got to do it back in 2005, I solo hosted for 3 hours on this stage by myself, and I was scared to death. I was well over my skis, but pulled it off, and it went well.
That's well
Knock
said.
on wood. And unfortunately, it went away from the network that year. And so when it came back, I remember I was actually in a car with Mark Bracco, and he told me they just got Miss America back on ABC, and I said, I want it. I said, I want back on that show, and I want to be back with that organization. And luckily, Sam allowed me to come back and to take over, and it was, that was 4 years ago. And I feel really pleased that I was able to get back on the ground floor of this rebirth of the Miss America organization, coming back to the network. The ratings have been phenomenal. I know that's not exactly what it's all about, but part of what we're doing is a television show. Obviously, what Tony's doing is a television show, and the ratings have been spectacular. That's on a Saturday, in January. So the fact that ABC thought enough of this organization and this pageant to move it to Sunday in September, it's as prime time as you can get, I'd be crazy not to. And I look at this, I'm a student of the game. I love to host. That's what I do. I'm not an actor. I love television. I love hosting. If you know anything about this game at all, Miss America's it. I mean, this is as good as it gets. And it is one of those iconic hosting roles. And the fact that, my 5th year, I guess I'm one of 4 people now in the history of this organization that have hosted 5 or more times. And that goes back to Bob Russell and Burt Park, back when it started in the 40s. And then Gary Collins had a run in the 80s. So, and now the fact that I'm doing it my 5th time, as a host, that's a mantle I'm very proud to be on. And so to step on that stage for the 5th time, I am as excited and as nervous as these girls are. I really look forward to this every year.
And this year he'll be singing.
Yes. And I just want to throw this out there. If anything does go wrong this year, there's one difference in the show. I'm not saying, there's only one change. So.
Wow.
No pressure.
Wow, that bus hurt that I
But I know Lara feels the same way. Miss America, to be a host, it's something, as a host, it's something you just watch. I guess it's like a kid growing up watching football. It's like
a big deal.
You want to play in the Super Bowl. This is the Super Bowl of hosting.
I can definitely speak to that, having covered Hurricane Sandy for Good Morning America. I'm so thrilled. I was so excited. I'm from Long Island. Many of the areas near my hometown were also devastated, but none, it seems, as badly as the Jersey Shore. So I feel like it's such a great shot in the arm, and I feel a personal responsibility that we do it right and that we make it great, and that tomorrow the parade is phenomenal. And now, given the fires, I feel like it's just very, very important. I was listening to Governor Christie this morning on our show, and I almost cried. And I know he I think, did cry. It's been a tough road for New Jersey. And so a little bright spot like Miss America, for whatever it's worth, I hope it helps. I know it means a lot for me to be here and do what I can to help.
This reminds me a little bit of the Super Bowl returning to New Orleans after Katrina. And again, not to go back to that event, but this is sort of like that. And the fact that Governor Chris Christie himself took it upon, him and his organization in this state to go to the Miss America organization and say, we need this. It belongs back here, and this really will be a shot in the arm. And just like the Super Bowl for New Orleans, it doesn't fix everything. It doesn't make everything better, but it does show the steps that have been taken to rebuild, and that this state, like Louisiana, didn't give up. It's not done. And our thoughts and prayers to those folks affected by the fire last night. Horrible, but again, just like they did with Sandy, I know that they will rebuild and they will continue. And we shot here for the Bachelorette this season with Des, and we stayed at the Revel, and we were here on the boardwalk, and there was so much work going on, and I thought, man, is this going to be ready? And I took a long walk down the boardwalk today, and a lot of the restaurants are already done and open, and I see people filling them up in all the bars, and you get that, I guess the feeling of revelry is back here, and that's a good thing, and that's a really good thing. And so I hope that, if Miss America can do anything to this state, it is just give it that little positive shot in the arm, and just know that it's not all better, but it's getting there. Other than donate to the local economy, I've done that.
However do you mean, Chris?
Just the restaurants and stuff.
Yeah. I love Atlantic City. I love the beach. I love the boardwalk. I love the food. I'm not going to, I may or may not work out my bicep. We'll see.
Lara, you talked about your passion for the organization.
Yeah.
And that you want to be this voice. And earlier this week, on one of your competitor shows, morning shows, a correspondent asked the question when they were talking about Miss Kansas. Asked the question in a somewhat different remark. He said, why do you even have Kansas anyway? If you were on that panel, how would you respond knowing what you know about Miss America?
Well, first of all, thank God you weren't on that panel, because the ratings were so bad for that show. Because she was probably on another show that had tremendous ratings. So, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Thank you. No, I love that. I would say that you need to do your homework, because the Miss America organization is about scholarship, and it's about helping women achieve their dreams. It is not about bikinis and butt glue. Although that's a funny, fun part of it, and I love these girls, and I love getting to know each of them and hearing their stories. And in our 2020 special, you'll see every element of the whole picture. But it is not just about a pretty face. These women go to law school and become doctors, and they are inspiring. And I have an 8-year-old daughter, and I would be totally thrilled if she decided that she wanted to do it, because now I understand, which I did not before I was one of the judges, how important it is. This organization changes women's lives who otherwise might not be able to achieve their dreams. It has zero to do with becoming a model.
Having been involved with this organization since 2005, I laugh when people think that these women woke up one morning and said, it would be fun to end up on the stage and be in the finals of Miss America. That's not how it works. This is a competition. These women compete. And to do that, just like any other athlete, any other business, CEO, CFO, whatever, it takes unbelievable hard work and dedication. I don't know how many of you were at the show last night, but I was. And Miss Florida was on the stage. This young lady blew out 2 ligaments in her knee. Any doctor in the world should have said, not only are you not walking, you're going to be out 3 to 4 months. Instead, she was on the stage with a smile, doing her act, juggling 3 batons at an expert level, smiling. And I promise you, it didn't feel good what she was doing on 2 broken ligaments. So for somebody to think that that is not the poster child for competition, determination, fearlessness, I mean, you're fooling yourself. And as Lara said, that is just an uneducated fool who would say something about a woman like that.
I
And by the way,
fool. I did not say fool.
I can be a lot less political. She's on GMA, I'm not. But that astounds me, And by the way, Miss Florida isn't an anomaly. She just was able to show what all those other women have already done and how hard they compete day in and day out to get to this stage. And again, that's why when I say we're here to showcase these women, we really are. What they've done to get here is really astounding, because they've also gone through school. They're also juggling their lives and planning for the future. Oh, by the way, I'm also competing in Miss America. They really do. The more you get to know these women, they just blow you away.
Just to add one last thing, in the 2020 special, and this is why I wanted to do it, was because that's what I was in awe of these women from, Miss Maine, I'll never forget last year, Miss Alaska. These women are competing against 5 or 6 other women, but these are not pageant states. They want the money for scholarships. This is about putting themselves through school. It's that simple. Okay, thank you. No, anybody else? Anything?
Do you have any questions for our executive producer,
Tony,
Tony?
get up here.
Oh, okay.
It's about time you get a...
I thought you'd never ask. Marvin.
Yeah.
No, you guys stay out.
Everybody is raving about the feeling that overcomes you when you walk into the hall and see the stage. And I want to ask you talk about the runway, because one of the things that coming back here provides us is a return to that incredible magical runway. Can you talk about the runway and how you incorporate the runway?
Well, there were extensive scouting trips out here, and Sam Haskell had a measuring device, a laser pointer, and he kept saying, this is where the runway is going to come to, right here.
Really? Did you really?
And then when we started building it, he was out there again with that measuring device. This is where that runway is going to go. So,
To his credit,
I'll-
he did exactly what I asked him to do, and I appreciate it.
and so a lot of the credit for the runway is going to Sam Haskell right there.
How long is it?
115 feet.
Wow. Wow.
But this, this hall, we talk about coming back to Boardwalk Hall, and having done this show here and having done it in Las Vegas, it really doesn't compare. With all due respect to, wherever we were in Vegas, Planet Hollywood, it just lends itself to television. It feels like a big event. Even from the reverse angle, Tony and I were on stage last night looking out. It's just an awesome, awesome place to showcase and to have a television show. And so I think it'll be a much better show than what we were able to provide, just because we're so limited with a stage. It's, the Vegas show is more like a stage show. This can be a big television event.
Sam invited me to come out here and visit because I was kind of a fan of Boardwalk Empire, and he said, well, you got to come see Atlantic City, because I'd never been, 2 or 3 years ago, before Hurricane Sandy. And one of the things we looked at was Boardwalk Hall, which was just mind-boggling to me. I mean, I come from rock touring. So to be able to stage a show in an arena this large and this sort of historic was a major opportunity for me, and one which I hope you'll all enjoy.
I think one of the interesting things about what we're doing in this particular year, they told us, all the executives here at Boardwalk Hall, this is the largest single event that has ever been put on in this hall in the history of the hall, even past Miss America pageants. And if you looked at the set, our set designer has designed it in a way that it is double the space that we had, originally. And it's just remarkable. And to know that we're doing the largest event ever in this hall is pretty spectacular.
And that's to Mal's credit that they treat the homecoming to Atlantic City with the pizzazz that it deserves. Which is reflected in the show, by the way. The show is Return to Atlantic City. From the first footsteps of Mallory coming out of the surf and the beach here to the closing credits, I think you'll be pretty happy with Atlantic City and how it's represented.
Any other questions?
How do you choose? The music is very contemporary, and I love that. How do you put it all together and choose that and make those decisions?
The opening song actually is not contemporary. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but it's a New Jersey performer of some renown.
It really is a celebration of New Jersey. I think
Yeah.
you'll be very, very pleased.
And the music comes together through actually my wife, Lauren Harris, the other producer, has an unbelievable, like most women, attention to detail, and she just grinds away at music until it all fits perfectly. I think there will be some surprises. I mean, Laura's doing something different this year, and Chris is going to help out.
Yes.
There'll be some audience stuff, and yeah.
What's one little tease that we could have so we can help get the ratings even better than past years?
I can't.
Lara will be in the swimsuit.
That's not going to help.
And I will not.
Well, go ahead, tell them.
No, go ahead.
No, you.
No.
I do think you should tell people to watch the hour special
Yeah.
before.
Oh, let me talk about that.
Because
I'll take that part.
Yeah, thank you.
So Lara's been going around for the past 4 months, since the last 3 months, since the last competition wrapped around the country.
We actually went to a lot of the state competitions. I mean, we went to the local, like Miss Covered Bridge, and we
Oh, that's
followed.
fun. Yeah, the feeder
Yeah.
pageants for the state pageant.
There's a Miss Kool-Aid out there.
And they've isolated 3 or 4 girls to tell the story of the journey through, from the local pageants to the main, to the state, to the main pageant here. And they've had unrestricted access to everything that's been going on through the preliminaries, rehearsals, backstage, all that stuff. And it could not be a more perfect lead-in. At 8 o'clock Sunday, ABC.
It's because it gives you a real sense of not only those girls, and everybody wonders, how do you choose the girls? It's totally, we kind of just randomly picked and crossed our fingers that maybe they would do well, but it didn't really matter because we just wanted people to see the journey that it takes, as Chris was saying. And so it's 2020, 8 o'clock to 9. We'll go right into the pageant in a really fun, incredible homage to New Jersey.
Yep.
If there are no other questions, we appreciate you all coming, and we'll see you.
Thank you.
next weekend.